So today's video, 3 things I learned on my creative journey. Consistency matters more than perfection. Now, I was super consistent. I'm not as consistent now. But I was super consistent when I first started because I was trash. I was trying to get better. I took every opportunity that I walked out of the house to use my camera. And somewhere along the way, I feel like I reached a certain skill level to where I started making money, and now my look and my work and my shots actually matter. And it went to my head and made me overthink things to the point where I just wouldn't go out and shoot, or I don't want to revisit this location because I done already shot it like a million times. Don't nobody want to see that. And I done created all these narratives in my head that made me not consistent. The one thing that I'm finding right now in this whole process is, while I can't do it the way that I would like to in its exact detail, I still have to find ways to get it done. And that's the part that I'm liking the most, is the fact that I'm being challenged to get it done no matter how I feel about it. But I'm enjoying the challenge of just having to figure this out amongst everything else that's happening in real life. I mean, this is real life too, but other life stuff that's happening, I have to figure it out. So this is cool, but consistency matters more than perfection. I'm able to just put stuff out more so for consistency and fine-tuning my process again, like when I first started, versus like feeling like I've reached a point that my work matters. It doesn't. Your first work won't be your best work, and that's okay. My first work was trash, absolute trash. I remember the first time I got offered money. It was a music video. Yeah, it's a homie. He wanted to do something different. Grant Cardone he had just started doing the 10X thing, and he wanted to do something different than everybody else. And since he's a rapper, he came up with a rap song for it. And he wanted to shoot the music video like the next day or the same day or whatever it was. And he's like, yo, $100, I got you, whatever. And I'm like, okay, somebody offered me money. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is all I need. Somebody offered me money. I think I can set off and do this. I had toyed around with music videos as an artist myself, having my friend, pull up and shoot, or my wife shoot, or I just set it on something and shoot myself. This video, it was bad. I depended on the autofocus heavily because I didn't know any better. I used the Nifty 50 because that was the only lens I had at the time besides the kit lens, and the kit lens was being bashed, so I wasn't using it, nor did I know how to use it, but it probably would have been a better option because it was 18 to 55. So to shoot everything with a Nifty 50 and the autofocus wasn't that great on the T6i, yeah. But if it wasn't for that, I don't think that I end up where I'm at now, skill level wise or anything. I don't think that I pursue it as heavy as I went after it if he doesn't offer me that money for that shoot. Like, I had fun shooting B-roll and just learning how to do stuff. I had fun doing that. But when he offered me that money, it kind of changed how I looked at the camera, because I'm like, man, somebody offered me money. I didn't even have to sell him anything. He offered me money to shoot. And now here we are. I shoot for a living, and it's great. I have fun. The gear you use doesn't matter if you don't know how to use it. Now, this one for me was big because at first when I got my T6i, I'm like, oh man, I could never be as good as, this creator or that creator because I don't have that super expensive camera. But once I get it, oh man, it's over with. I would see the 80D. I'm like, oh man, if I only had an 80D. And I got the 80D. Everybody was on the wave of Sony, the a6300, the a6500, and I'm like, oh my god, if I only had 4K and I had the a64 or a6300 and the 6500, oh my god, I'd be great. The 6400 had came out. I sold my 80D. and I got the 6400, and I'm like, oh my God, this is about to be amazing. I get to shoot S-Log 2. I don't even know how to color grade. I've never shot in log. I don't know what to do with it. Me wanting to go and do that was pointless because now, I mean, it wasn't pointless because I learned how to use log, but it was pointless in the sense of me trying to do what everybody else was doing or get what everybody else was getting, thinking that it would make me better when I still didn't really know how to compose a shot. I didn't know how to expose a shot, let alone expose it for S-Log 2. But I didn't know how to expose a shot. So some shots are overexposed, some shots are underexposed. I don't know how to, put a light in the scene. I don't even own lights. I'm so focused on camera bodies and stuff like that I'm forgetting that there's other skills that I need to learn probably before I go and invest in another camera. The camera is not what makes me good. My eye and choice of how I put things together is what makes me good, right? The camera and the lens and whatnot is tools, creative tools that you'd have. There's fisheye lenses and all macro lenses, all that. But it doesn't matter if I'm not good at the craft. Doesn't matter what I use. I could have a red and be terrible, but I can have that same T6i now and be better, and you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference outside of maybe like banding and the colors breaking apart when you try to color grade it. But that's a completely different conversation. But yeah, I don't want to ramble. Like and subscribe for the good vibes. I will see y'all tomorrow.